Magh Airgid Rois, plain of the silver birch, where rise the marlin hills of Slieve and sweeping down from these the fertile valleys of the Urkina, the Gowl, the Nuena and the Nore, so that I am bound on every side by my 4 singing rivers.
Magh Airgid Rois is a unique heritage area located in a stunning landscape between the major heritage centres of Kilkenny, Cashel and Durrow. 6,000 years of story have been woven into this beautiful land of hills and valleys to create a rich tapestry of natural landscapes, picturesque towns and vibrant cultural traditions that are the beating heart of its thriving, close-knit communities.
I am the stream outside your back door, the blackbird singing on the white thorn bough. I am the fairy fort in the corner of the field, the tall towers and the proud songs of your ancestors. I am the land of hills and valleys, of the Urkina, the Gowl, the Nuena, the Nore, bound on every side by my 4 singing rivers.
Come explore the wild spaces, a rich biodiversity of Magh Airgid Rois, home to several special areas of conservation, including a newly designated nature reserve at Gales Hill near Cullehill Mountain.
The interesting thing about sites like this is that they're really becoming very, very rare in Ireland. Our semi-natural grasslands over the past 50 years have been lost to modernisation, to land improvement, and to find a piece of land like this where there has been virtually no fertiliser put on it at all over that period of time is like stepping back in time to a time before industrial agriculture in Ireland. These are ancient landscapes and they form part of a rich tapestry in this wider area around Cullehill.
Climb the airy heights of Clementa Hill with its megalithic tomb, famous healing spa and stunning views in every direction.
Clementa Mount Garrett is a designated special area of conservation, one of 3 in this region along with the Lochans and Galmai Fen, contributing to Ireland's 13,500 square kilometres of protected landscapes. From May onwards, the area blooms with an array of orchids, including the green-winged, frogged and common spotted varieties, accompanied by native grasses, ferns and heathers. At the summit lies an ancient hill fort containing a ruined cairn, where 6 curbstones are still visible along the western edge. Investigated in 1851 by Graves, the cairn was found to contain a central chamber with the remains of 2 skeletons. Who these people were, we may never know, but I often wonder, could they be ancestors of today's locals? From Clementa's highest point, the iconic peaks of the Devil's Bit, Slieve and Mount Leinster can be seen.
Take a guided walk among the hazel woods, dry stone walls and the orchid flowering meadows of Cullehill Mountain.
You can see all hazels around you. It's a hazel mountain. It looks fantastic, full of wildlife. You continue up the path, the first thing you meet is the Cummer Well. There's other features on the mountain like the Rath, a ring fort, and I suppose really the mountain hasn't changed over centuries, so you still have the small little fields, stone walls. There's just something about the mountain, I suppose. It's just different up here, something special about it.
Visit the largest turlough in the southeast at the Lochans, a natural floodplain that is a wildflower meadow by summer and a wintering ground for migratory birds during the colder seasons. Come explore the ecological treasure that is Loch Villa, nestled among the heather-scented cutaway bogs that lie beneath the hills of Slieve. These ancient landscapes, which were crisscrossed with a web of monastic settlements during the early Christian period, are now being restored and reimagined as public amenities and biodiversity zones with interlinking brownways.
You see, the ways through were really linking up little islands in the bog, like Derrynaflan. And when we come down here, we're into the kind of the fingers of the Bog of Allen, you know. So it's not quite as remote as it would be way up in the middle of Offaly, you know. And then, of course, as the lakes filled in and then so on, and as you know from the bog, the only way across is a wooden road. And so the place is covered in wooden roads. This place is covered. And we only found that out when Bord na Mona were getting down to. So they were rotivating the bog and removing so many inches or feet of it every year. And eventually they began to hit. And they found an awful lot of the wooden trackways. They also found a managed landscape of hazel. You know, that hazel was grown on a managed basis.
Come explore the fabled ruins and historic buildings of Magh Airgid Rois. The Romanesque doorway of St. Lachtain's Church, which has been a place of continual worship for 1400 years.
St. Lachtain's Church is a place of continuous worship for 1400 years, and we still have service here every Sunday morning. A kind of community group set up here to have the church open for the general public, for events, for a museum, a craft shop, etc., that we run on a voluntary basis with local craftspeople, and none of it would have happened without the wonderful input of the late Ned Kennedy. Ned was a shining light for us here, and he took this on board and he ran with it. And we are now trying very hard to keep up a good legacy of what Ned put a kind of a pathway for us to follow. And we really miss him, but we will continue to keep this going into the future and have a load of varied events for everybody to come and enjoy here in the village.
Ballylarkin Church, overlooking the beautiful Nuena Valley.
Ballylarkin Abbey is on our land, and that's a 13th century or 15th century abbey. So that would have been ancestors of mine that was there. So it's been occupied by my family since then, anyway.
The famous round tower and monastic ruins of Grange Ferta.
Founded by St. Kieran of Styre in the 6th century, Ferta Monastery was once a self-contained community with everything the monks needed within its walls. This early settlement, visible today in the aerial views of surrounding fields, bears witness to Ferta's long storied past. The first wave of Viking attacks on Ireland began in 795 AD. Ferta itself was attacked in 863, with Kerval emerging victorious. Annals recount that Kerval took 40 heads and banished the rest, with the 4 annals reporting that the local River Gowl ran red with blood.
Medieval ringforts such as Rathlogan and famed Rathbay, Royal Court and Burial Mound of Eramon, Milesian Prince and first High King of Ireland.
Yes, I very much feel that these places, these sites, right, they want to be walked up. They want to be acknowledged, they want to be remembered, because they want, and there's now more than ever, you can see people, they see it as a meditation space, and people, I'm always very much delighted when people say to me, so beautiful, and they get a great sense of peace. It's beautiful. It's only good wish.
The magnificent Kilcooley Abbey, one of the finest examples of Cistercian architecture in Ireland, set among the verdant woods of Kilcooley Estate.
It's a place with a lot of mystery attached to it, because we don't quite know the full history, if you like to put it that way, you know. There isn't a lot recorded of its history from its foundation until, let's say, the late 1400s, when it was attacked and remodeled at that stage. So we know a little bit about that, but overall, a lot of historians and archaeologists have looked at it and say it's you couldn't account for a lot of the building, that stuff that goes on with, you know, but it is very rich in sculpture.
am the stream outside your back door, the blackbird singing on the white thorn bough. I am the fairy fort in the corner of the field, the tall towers and the proud songs of your ancestors. I am this land of hills and valleys, bound on every side by my 4 singing rivers.
Leave the grass grow, God.